Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of We Are Legion Live. Tonight we have joining us all the way from the West Coast, Miss Clementine, darling. Hello, how you
Hi.
doing tonight?
Great. It's so good to be here.
It's so good to see you again. Since you played a virtual fest, which was completely amazing, so it's glad to have you on and doing a one-on-one show with you tonight. Why don't you go ahead and start out and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Awesome. All right. Well, my name's Clementine Darling, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest from Washington State, but I've been here for a decade. I play country Americana music, and it's got a little taste of grunge in there because I got to represent my 90s Seattle upbringing. Um, I've released two albums. They're on all streaming platforms. 1111 EP is my first album, and Live at the Lost Church is a live album that I released, recorded it at a place called the Lost Church in San Francisco. And that album is about to turn 2 on July 16th, this Friday. Um, yeah,
Which also happens to be your birthday.
it's also my birthday, so I decided to share my birthday with my album, so I always have something to celebrate.
Absolutely. You're also an avid horse lover.
Yes, I'm a horse lover and I'm looking at getting a horse, possibly of my own, this Thursday. We're going to go on a test ride, see how
Oh,
we do
nice.
together, and big decision, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So, what have you been doing recently? Have you just been in the creative process writing, or are you planning on recording some new stuff and releasing anything new coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in the studio, obviously. So I do plan to go into the studio this year. And I have a deposit down at a recording studio called Prairie Sun here in Sonoma County. It's known as the Tom Waits Studio. It's where he records his albums. So I'm really honored to be able to go in there with my band and do our thing. We don't have a date set yet, but we're going to get in there this fall when everybody's available. And so I've written some songs through this pandemic that'll make it, and some songs that I've been playing for years that I've been meaning to record will also be on there. And I'm
Okay.
sure I'll be inspired between now and then to write something new.
You never know when inspiration's going to come. So, are you planning on this being just an EP, or is this going to be a full length album?
This will be an EP.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. About how many songs are you thinking you're going to try to
probably
make?
about 5 songs.
5 songs? All right. That's awesome. Definitely keep us in the loop and let us know whenever that is coming out so we can get that promoted for you. And I want to get some of the singles on the Hot New Releases playlist over on Spotify too, so we can get some ears on those. Not a problem. Um, why don't we, for those that haven't heard you yet, why don't you go ahead and play them a song?
Okay, well, I'm going to start out with a heavy hitter. This is a song that I wrote 4 years ago. And it's about my experience of losing my home in a wildfire in 2017.
Oh, wow.
My town experienced a big wildfire and lost 5% of the houses here. I think around 5,000 homes were lost in that fire. And
Wow.
so it was collective grief for a long time, and it inspired this tune, which I typically kind of save for when we're back in it. And we are Mount Shasta, north of here, north of Sacramento. There's a lot of fires happening in California, so I just dedicate this to everybody that's going through it, and I hope everybody's doing okay.
All right.
This is called Fire Map. Nothing but smoke as I'm driving up the 101. nothing to do about it, just keep going. My pockets are empty and the weed ain't gonna trim itself. Put my lead foot down, I just keep going. Got my fire map open, headed into the flames, praying the direction of the wind don't change. California sunshine, wishing for rain. Nothing but smoke as I'm driving down the 101. 22 days on the hill, now I'm loaded. Headed back to the mountain, to the land I call my home. Put my lead foot down, I just keep rolling. Got my fire map open, headed into the flames, praying the direction of the wind don't change. California sunshine, wishing for rain. They say I'm alive, but something inside, it didn't survive. Well, they say I'm alive, but something deep inside of me, it didn't survive. There's some things you can never leave behind. The fever, the fire inside. And you don't know the terror running for your life till you wait till the fire burning at your window. Got your fire map open, headed into the flames, praying the direction of the wind don't change. California sunshine, wishing for rain.
Outstanding. Even had some people over here in the chat that were pretty keen on that too. Go into a little bit more about, you said you lost your home in the wildfire, so how did that all turn out? Where did the insurance pay out and stuff for the house?
So it was my ex-partner's home, so it turned out okay. He was able to rebuild his house, and we did not stay together, so it led me down a road of sorts. I bought a van, and I moved into that van for about 2 years and lived a very nomadic lifestyle.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, actually, I've thought about doing that myself, just buying like a camping trailer and just live in that. Just go do that, do the simplistic thing, you know. Sometimes it just gets a bit overwhelming with the materialistic things that we do as humans, and sometimes just getting back to the simple things and the basics are what it takes to recharge.
Yeah, well, sometimes life gives you that opportunity. I guess that's what I see it as, is stripping away everything I didn't need and getting me down to the basics that fit in that van so I could live that way for a while.
Right on. Well, you are a country/Americana singer, and your name is Clementine Darling, so you couldn't have been named anything more apt than that. I think that was kind of like a sign from the universe from the beginning, that this was what you were going to be.
It's my destiny.
Yes, absolutely. So, is your given name, correct? Is that the name you were born with?
The world will never know.
Okay, well, adding a little mystery. Well, we'll keep it like that, you know. All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that either. So, and you're originally from the Pacific Northwest. You said up by Seattle-ish.
Yeah, so I grew up in the high desert of Washington, and I was in Seattle a whole lot. I mean, that's where the music lives in Washington. So a little of both.
Yeah. So when you say the high desert in Washington, what does it mean? You only get like 6 foot of rain every year there?
It means extreme temperatures. So
Oh,
my family
really?
was just going through a week of 117,
I
118.
saw that. I was just dumbfounded. They were there like 117 in Seattle, and they think they hit 118 in Portland, Oregon,
Yeah.
and I was like, those are just ridiculous numbers for up there. I mean, something like what 60% of Seattle doesn't even own an air conditioner because it
Yeah.
doesn't normally get that hot. And I was like, yeah, I bet you they're going to be changing their mind about the AC now
They're gonna
because
have to.
that's no joke. And even if, and I can imagine as much precipitation as they get up there, that it was also coming with a high degree of humidity as well. Uh, and they're kind of like we get here in the Midwest, it gets hot, but it's also like 100% humidity, so it just makes it feel a lot worse than it is. And I mean, 90 degrees here with 100% humidity is way worse than 90 degrees, say, in Las Vegas, where it's just dry all the time. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take the 110-degree weather over the 90 degrees with 90% humidity.
yeah, well, I've lived in the Midwest, and I lived in Florida, in Jacksonville as well, and it was, yeah, 100% humidity there every day. I mean, the humidity in Florida is so bad that every day between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon it rains
Oh,
because
wow.
it's so humid it has to rain to bust out some of that humidity. So I
That's
I
why it's
don't,
so beautiful and green, though.
yeah, I mean, it will every day. You can almost set your watch by it between 2 and 3 o'clock every day in the afternoon. Uh, it'll rain. So
Do you get
in
lots of
any
rainbows?
yeah, lots of rainbows. And uh, I mean, I love living in Florida. It's just make sure you have your bug spray because mosquitoes are no joke. And make sure that if you're going swimming, no matter where it's at, in like a pool or anything like that, make sure you check for alligators before you dive in. Learn that lesson as well. We were hanging out at a buddy's pool one day, and uh, we were just out there just tanning, and we look over in the water, and these set of eyeballs came up, and they're like looking at us, and they were like, I don't think we're swimming today.
There was an alligator in the pool?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
if you drive along the highways in Florida, that if you look close enough in the tree lines, there's a chain link fence that runs through there so the alligators don't crawl up onto the road.
Oh,
Because
wow.
they'll flip a car if you hit a big alligator going 80 miles an hour. So yeah.
Yeah, that's one animal I'm scared of. It's a dinosaur.
Yeah. And not so bad from afar, you know. But
Just not in your pool.
yeah. And if you fry their tail up, it tastes delicious. So I will tell you
I've
that.
always wanted to try that. I'll have
Gator
to
tail
check it out for when I'm in the South.
is a very good delicacy when you're down in the South. Definitely try it out, especially if you can get like a Cajun ranch sauce to dip it in. It's kind of like um, popcorn chicken, except for it's a lot more. It's not as dry
Okay.
as chicken. Because if you use breast meat to do the popcorn chicken, it tends to dry out a little bit. The gator tail doesn't do that, so it's amazing stuff.
Well, I'll let you know when I have some. I'll tag you in
Uh,
a photo.
all right, that'll be awesome. Save some for me. I know that. I miss it every once in a while. My sister is a manager at a grocery store, and she sometimes gets to order some of it for me. and I make my own up here. So, but that's few and far in between. Yeah, her supplier doesn't carry it as much as they used to. So we'll see. But so I seen on Instagram that I follow you on, which are all your social medias, Clementine Darling. Which social medias are you on?
They're all Clementine Darling music.
Okay, and I think I found you on Facebook and I found you on Instagram. I have not found you on. Are you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter.
Okay. Well,
I never
that.
got with the times with Twitter.
Well, you
Should
know,
get there.
you should because I do a daily feed where people go in there and drop their music links, and it gets pretty wild. We get in between anywhere from 8 to 35,000 people that look at those every day. So
I'll definitely check that out.
yeah, yeah. So and it's if you go on there, just look for me, Music Legion, just like that on Twitter, and we've built an amazing community of artists, all different genres from all over the world, all different skill levels. So if you have any like questions about music or anything like that, I'm sure there's someone in there that can help you out, and they're all more than willing to help out and work and do collabs and things like that. And it's amazing stuff.
Awesome. I always love to co-write with people, so yeah, I'll definitely
Oh,
check out your
there's
community.
plenty of writers in there. A lot of, especially a lot of the ladies that you played with during Virtual Fest are and started to get into that as well, and uh, it's a good thing. It was what I envisioned when I started it out. Well, it's been a year and a half now that we started that out, and it's doing well. We're up over 25,000 people.
Amazing.
Most of those are artists, and like I said, they come from all different genres from everywhere you can imagine in the world. Uh, so it gets some unique perspectives on things, and which is good to have. It's, you don't want to just kind of put the blinders on and try to do it one way. It's good to have different advice from different people. So yeah, if you want, check it out. If not, no, it's not that big a deal. I've just something to help you out as an artist. hmm Uh, I seen you've been playing a lot of shows at like wineries and stuff
Yeah, that's
here
typically what
lately.
I do. I'm up in wine country, so.
Yeah. How is that? I've always wanted to go up there and travel through wine country. I couldn't drive through there. I'd have to have someone else drive me, but but
It's very
yeah,
beautiful. It's very
that's what I
beautiful.
hear, and I just want to just like hit up all the little wineries. Have you ever seen the movie Sideways with Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what kind of got me interested in that. That's what they're doing. They're just like going through wine country, and of course that's a comedy. But it was I just they were going to these different wineries and stuff. And I was like, I want to do that one day. Just go do that, without all the problems that they were having.
Yeah. Yeah, wine tasting for the day can be really fun around here.
Yeah, and have you ever done like the wine tasting with and on the balloon ride?
I haven't, but I've always wanted to go on a hot air balloon.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
that,
on
and
my bucket list.
I was like, that is. I've been in a hot air balloon, but I've never done it while drinking, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like an awesome time. And
Someone else is driving anyways.
yeah, well, yeah, no one in their right mind would let me fly anything. So yeah, so you said you've been writing quite a bit during the pandemic. Did you have any of those songs that you haven't released yet that you want to
Yeah.
share?
Yeah, I
You want to go
actually,
ahead and
yeah,
drop one of those on us? That'd be awesome.
absolutely. So this is a song I wrote at the very beginning of lockdown, and it was a song that I needed to hear about how I wasn't alone, even though I was alone, and how the entire world was in this thing together. And so I wrote the song called Birds of a Feather, and it made me feel better, and I think it made a lot of other people feel better too. I hope it makes you feel
No.
good. My dear, this world is strange. I can't even begin to explain how quickly everything has changed. I left the house in days, and I spend my mornings all the same, pacing circles, walking in place. Don't wanna hear what the newsman has to say, but I'll wash my hands one more time in case. Don't wanna know what comes after today. I just have this to say. No matter the weather, we're in this together. We're birds of a feather. We're in this together now. I don't even know the day. I can't remember the time or the place, but I'm showing up and I'm growing up and I'm learning how to be enough. I'm here 'cause I said I'd be here. I'm here 'cause I said I'd be here. I know love always finds a way to beat the living hell out of hate. Know where you stand, and you'll always be safe. You're never alone, not even 6 feet away. No matter the weather, we have each other. We're birds of a feather. We're in this together now. We're
That is a really great song, and that does kind of bring kind of people together when in a time where everybody would feel so far apart. I mean, like you were saying, even though you were maybe have been locked down with like your family or something like it, just wasn't the same as it was before. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of live music, so not being able to go out and see people perform and just be a part of the crowd and feeling the energy and stuff from a live performance was kind of culture shock, and I just couldn't wait to get back out there and see that. And I'm so glad that we're getting back closer and closer to normalcy on that front because
Absolutely.
I've just been dying to get out there. Luckily, I got a couple festivals that I'm gonna go set up and do the podcast from here coming up. One in August and one in September, and that's just gonna be amazing stuff. And I really can't wait for that. I was gonna try to do something from a live show this month, but unfortunately, my day job sending me out of town for 2 weeks, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done from the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. Uh, but we will try. I'm not even sure what my work schedule is going to be like then. I think I'm working 12-hour days, and if I'm working 12-hour days, it doesn't leave much time for anything else. So,
Yeah, not a lot of time or energy.
yeah, you got that. Uh, but yeah, we will see. Hopefully, we can get out and catch some live shows. I'm not going to be too far from Louisville, so maybe we'll get to see something live around in there. So, other than like the local wineries and things like that, have you got any plans to go out and say play any bigger venues or been booked for any bigger venues as of yet?
At this point, it's a lot of local stuff. So I feel like I do feel like things are opening back up and returning, but I keep saying when I get to play a stage in San Francisco again, that's when I'm going to feel like it's back. And I'm so grateful for all the shows I'm playing and that I've gotten to play this whole pandemic. But when I get to feel that feeling of that audience and the lights and just that feeling that you don't get when you're not in like a dimly lit venue.
Yeah.
I'm still searching for that. And so I do have some stuff, both public and private, coming up. This weekend, I'm playing a big wedding with my band, but that obviously isn't for the public. And then we're playing a local festival series in August as a full band, and so that'll be fun. But at this point, I don't have any tour scheduled or anything down in the city yet, and I'm really hoping by this fall I'll get something on my calendar. I'm working on that right now.
Well, and you're also out in California, which is one of the states with one of the toughest restrictions in the country. And well, I've known a couple of different artists that during the pandemic they actually moved away from California to be able to keep performing. Peyton Howie, she moved to Texas, and then Aaron Cosgrove, she just moved to Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
which is a logical move for a country artist to go there and be able to play on Music Row and stuff like that, and
Absolutely.
to be able to get more recognition and things like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, it all depends on where you are. Of course, if you've seen any of the photos from the people in Nashville and stuff, I just saw a photo uh, that for Whiskey Jam, and the place was just completely packed, which is
Yes.
amazing, and I'm glad to see stuff like that. But I don't think yet that they're allowing that for venues as much in California yet.
They're just starting to open things up. So at this point, I haven't personally been to a big show yet. I have not played one or attended one. but I've been seeing like photos floating around of some outdoor festivals, bigger things happening. I've been seeing bills for September. So I imagine September, October is when we're going to see more stuff like that coming around.
And that's good. I mean, as long as there's the light at the end of the tunnel. For the longest time, there was no light. We were just wandering in the dark. And now there's kind of at least a light there. It may be a train coming towards us, but at least there's a light, you know?
You never know. That's a song right there.
Yeah.
It's a song waiting to be written.
Yeah. But yeah, to see that, and I mean, just when I talk to artists now, it's I can tell the completely different in their personas and personalities than when I talked to them in last summer
Yeah.
when we were in the middle of the pandemic and everybody was locked down. It was, as much as they were trying to be upbeat and things about it, you could kind of feel that sense of hopelessness of not knowing whenever they were going to get to do the thing that they love again, which is getting on that stage and playing in front of people.
Yeah.
And it was, it as a lover of music, I felt that because that's why I like the live music, is because I like to connect with the artist, and I can feel that I feel like I'm kind of an empath, and I can tell when someone's, because I've talked to some of the same artists that I talked to then, and you see the spark again in their personality. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their face, that it's all coming back, and it's just great to see. And you hear it in their voices when they sing. As much as you try to hide your emotions and stuff like that when you're performing for people, people who really listen to the music catch on to little things like that. And but I see smiles again. Like I say, I see the sparks in their eyes. And as much as that helped out being locked down with the creative process, where people were just writing more, and for independent artists, it put you on at least equal playing field as the major stars for a little bit of time, because they weren't getting to go out and play the big venues and stuff either. They were all using the same platforms that you were using. So it was kind of a little bit of a blessing for independent artists, that if there was any to the pandemic, that would be the silver lining, is it did level the playing field, at least for a little while. And kind of
some interesting stuff because of the pandemic that I don't think probably would have come up had that not happened.
And that's what I told him. I was like, even when the pandemic is over with, please don't stop doing like the live streams that you started doing, because for one, it's tailor-made test audience. You know, the people that are there are your fans. So if you do something that your fans just completely bombs with your fans, you'll know not to put it in your big show. But if you find something that's clicking with them, then you're like, all right, I can add this to my stage show and see where it goes. So use that to your advantage, and because you know you're only going to get maybe 15 to 50 people on a live stream, and it's better to try the new stuff out there than when you get on the stage in front of several hundred or 1,000 people. And
makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, if it doesn't work there, then people are going to remember that. But your fans will be more forgiving if you do something that isn't going to work out.
Yeah, the fans are usually pretty good at letting.
Yeah, I mean, your fans are going to be your fans regardless. But if you're playing a show that's maybe 30% of them are already your fans, and the other 70% haven't heard of you yet, and you do something that they don't like, then the worst advertisement ever is bad advertisement from word of mouth. So definitely use these live streams to your advantage, and you do a fantastic job. The first time I heard you really play was during Virtual Fest, and you completely blew that away. And
Thank you.
matter of fact, all you ladies that day just did a phenomenal job, and
Great.
I couldn't have been more happy with how it turned. I was so excited about that lineup that day. And so if you guys, any of you that are over here in the chat, if you hadn't seen Virtual Fest, especially the Sunday version where it's the all-female lineup, please go out and watch that thing, and you will be in awe the whole way through. It's 9 hours of just great performances from beginning to end. But yes, whenever you played Virtual Fest that day, I was just sitting back and I was listening, and I was like, how had I not heard of you yet? And I was like, this is kind of great. I mean, when I was filling out the roster for Virtual Fest, I was like, I needed to fill a couple slots, and some people mentioned your name, and I checked out your profile and stuff, and I was like, I'll ask her and see if she wants to play. And I'm glad you joined the lineup. It just, you just, everybody just made that a great day. I can't say that, stress that enough. And
it was a great lineup, and I knew some of the girls playing, and I just was really honored to be a part of that. So thank you.
And no, it was all you ladies. You guys made the show. It was made me look like a genius putting that lineup together. So
we're working together, all of us.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that would be the first time ever that a conspiracy worked out in my favor. So we'll keep going with that. But yeah, we would. So if you do get out on the road for a tour, where would you like to go play?
So I would love to go to Nashville and do a week of showcases. I had planned to be there the April, into the pandemic, or maybe it was right before, maybe it was February, but they got hit with the big storm and everything happened, and then the pandemic hit. And so I never went. I've never been. And so that's kind of next on my radar. I'd love to do that. West Coast tour is always great. Pacific Northwest is my home, so I'd love to go share some music up there, but probably not until next summer because I want to do it in the right season. They get so much rain up there that it's a very short window.
Yeah.
I'd also plan to go out to Austin that March and play some unofficial South by showcases, and so I'm hoping that happens again this March and that I get to fly back out there and do that again. So I don't have a total area set up yet, but I have ideas of what I want to do.
Okay, well, let me know if you have any in mind. You can always DM me, and I know a few people around that might be able to hook you up in different areas. If not, I know other artists who can definitely point you in the right direction for that. And yeah, especially here in the Midwest and down into Texas and over, there's tons of artists in Nashville, so they could probably hook you up with some stuff around there. And now I've even started reaching up more into the Northeast, so New York City is not completely out of the realm of expectations anymore, which is pretty cool. I just had an artist a couple weeks ago who contacted me about a festival that I'm going to be at, and she's like, "Do you know the guy putting this on?" I was like, "Yeah." Here's his contact info, and she's going to be put on the roster in the future for the festival. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and I'm glad I was able to help. I mean, not that I did anything other than just pass along his name, but at least I can make that connection for artists and make things like that possible.
Yeah, every little thing helps. Every little connection. It's all about who you know.
Yeah, and man, I've met a lot of people in this last year and a half, and it's been completely amazing. It went beyond my wildest dreams when I first started out. I mean, because I actually started this out in like September of 19, and I got up to about 2,500 people, and then someone reported me on Twitter as spam or a bot, and Twitter just for no reason just shut my account down. 2,500 people gone in an instant. Didn't ask, didn't send me a message, nothing. So I started back over in November. It was right at the 1st of November of 19, and it kind of got going a little bit. And then I started doing the daily link drop, which really started making it pick up steam. But then I had to go to Poland for a month to for my day job, and that kind of set me back a little bit. But then when I got back, guess what? The pandemic hit, and then it really started to pick up because people were all flocking to social media to put out their music and stuff, and that's when everything started taking off and making it a very, very special place. And even now that things are opening back up, people are still coming back in there and sharing their music and things like that. And it's really become a family. So I'm very super proud of what we've done over there, and I'm proud of doing this show. It's kind of taken off. We're getting there. It's been slow. Of course, it doesn't help that my day job kind of makes me fluctuate, and then I did. Uh, I'm on the free service for StreamYard, so I only got so many hours a month. And when I did Virtual Fest, those 2 days zapped my whole time for the month of June. So I kind of had to wait until my time reset on the 11th yesterday.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, yeah, we can do it anytime, like the 12th on. Is because, yeah, my time reset. So, yeah, and that was great. And we plan on doing more of these. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the service so I don't have those time restrictions, because there's so many artists out there that want to do the show, and I think it's going to be a great platform in the future to introduce them to artists, because they get to know you a little bit, plus they get to hear some music, and they get to put a face to the music. I mean, I wish I could figure out a way to be able to do it with like the full band on one of these, but when you only got a little streaming window, it's hard to get the whole band in there, and it's hard to get the acoustic setup to be able to stream something like that from without professional grade equipment.
We're looking at one of those ear trumpet mics. Have you seen that?
I have not.
It's like a condenser mic, and everybody stands around it.
Oh,
Nobody has
really?
to plug in. Yeah, so I think we're going to buy one of those soon, and we're going to test that out and see if we can get at least my fiddle player to jump in when I do these.
Oh, you got a fiddle in the band, huh?
I do, yeah. Typically, I play with a
You're
fiddle player.
all right. Well, you're set for Texas then. I mean,
He's from Texas.
absolutely. I
I got a
mean,
Texas
well,
fiddle player.
Alabama said if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band, so you might as well just go on down there. Uh, but why don't we go ahead and let you play another song? And because I imagine everybody's tired of hearing me talk, anyways, and
No,
they'd rather hear you sing. I wouldn't put it past. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and play another song? They're here for you, not me, anyways.
All right. So, this next song I'm going to play is a song that I wrote in Mexico on a music retreat about 2 years ago. And I wrote it with a guy named Ben Morrison from a band called the Brothers Comatose. And it's a song about the passing of time. It started out as a poem, and this is what it turned into. not believe in time. I've been doing lots of living since I last felt drops on my skin. Rain came round again last night. The rain came round again last night. The rain came round again last night. The rain came down and I closed my eyes. The rain came round again last night. And I've thought at least a million thoughts, thoughts I really ought to not. And the lines around my eyes, they linger, threatening to stay forever. Habits I have gained and some I've lost. The rain came around again last night. The rain came around again last night. The rain came down and I closed my eyes. The rain came round again last night. The rain came around again last night. I used to not believe in time. I've been doing lots of living since I last had drops on my skin. Rain came round again last night. The rain came around again last night. The rain came around again last night. The rain came down and I closed my eyes. The rain came round again last night. The rain came down and I closed my eyes. The rain came round again last night.
Wow, that is a beautiful song. I love that one
Thank
a
you.
lot.
That'll definitely be on the next album.
Well, I look forward to that, and I can't wait till you drop that. You gonna drop that one as a single?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'll be
yeah,
playing
good.
guitar with my bandmate.
Yeah, definitely get that down as a single. We'll get that out on the playlist. That is great stuff right there. Thank you for sharing that with us. So you said you wanted to play Nashville and just do like some writers rounds and stuff there.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got the stage saying you're at the 10 roof. You get 3 other people to be up there with you for a writers round. Who you wanting up there with you?
Out of Nashville artists that I know?
Any
Or am
artist
I
that
choosing
you
anybody?
anybody.
Anybody. Okay, well, I mean, she's out of Nashville, but I would definitely ask Lily Hyatt to play with me. I don't
Okay,
know if you know her music, but she is one of my favorites.
I will definitely be looking her up.
All right, yeah. I love sharing music with people that they haven't heard before. I
Yes,
get a
me
little
too.
Margot Price up there, too. We're going to represent some East Nashville there. And while I'm at it, I'm going to pull my friend Sarah Faith up there, too.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Speaking of Sarah Faith, I got the Choose Your Legacy shirt
I
going,
saw that.
and everybody, please, this is the final week of voting for the Garage to Glory. So the link is in. Actually, I have it as my pinned tweet. You can go there. You can go to any of Sarah's profiles on any of her social media and click on the link. Please go vote. You can vote once a day, and let's try to get Sarah that set at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. It would really be a dream come true for her. And to kick it off, you could, every time you vote, you can win $1,000. So you really can't go wrong. I mean, it takes less than 20 seconds to do the voting, and you can win $1,000. I mean, what more can you want? So please get out and vote for that. Yeah, Sarah is amazing. Both her and Ryan are, I consider, very good friends of mine, and I always have a good time talking to Sarah. We spend more time joking than we actually do talking about music and stuff like that. And she is actually headlining one of the shows, the festivals that I'm going to be at, and the one in September down in Southeast Missouri for Freedom Jam, Southeast Mo, and she's going to be there. Stephanie Ryan's going to be there, and Aaron Cosgrove's also going to be there. So
Okay.
it's going to be kind of great that it's the first time we all get to meet up in person, and it's going to be a good time. So several of those.
September, you said?
Yeah,
Awesome.
September. Let me get you the exact date on that one. That one is probably quickest if I pull it up. Because there's a Freedom Jam in St. Louis that I'm doing in August, and then also the one in Southeast Missouri that I'm doing in September. And I'm going to be doing both of them, but I got to find the correct dates because I don't want to steer anybody wrong.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's great.
Uh,
That's a great lineup of people, and I
Oh,
know Stephanie, I know Sarah,
yeah,
I know
and
Erin, but know her music.
well, Aaron was also one of the artists that did Virtual Fest with us that day. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, wow, it must have been a ways back. Oh, here we go. September 25th is the one in Southeast Missouri. Tickets are $25, and it's matter of fact, I will send this to you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for everybody who's been tuning in and listening, and
Yeah,
it's been great.
they were definitely, especially if you do join the Twitter, the people that are in here right now will definitely be huge supporters of your music, and will get you retweeted out pretty much every day that you do that. So,
I'll get on there when we're done here.
uh, and I'll send you this one as well. That's not what I want. I want to do this. Okay, I sent you for both shows, the one in August and the one in September,
Great.
and
Thank you.
that would be, if you get a chance to come out and see one of those shows, that would be outstanding. There's a few. I know a few that are going to be at the one in St. Louis, like Molly Lovett's going to be in St. Louis, and Peyton Howie is going to be there, which is going to be great. But I'm really looking forward to one in Southeast Mo, where Sarah and Stephanie and Aaron are all going to be there, and it's going to be a very good time, and all of them are amazing talents, and I just can't wait to actually get to meet up with them in person, because I met most of these people during the pandemic and stuff, and now I just want to be able to get out and do these face to face. I want to be able to do one of these episodes where we're sitting in the same room talking with one another, or I was sitting there at your show and we're doing one of these after one of your shows or something like that, which would add a little bit more to it. It's nice being able to talk to you across the cameras, but it's completely different when you're sitting in the room with somebody, and
I agree.
you can enjoy it a lot more. I think we have time for you to do one more song. If you got another song ready to go,
Absolutely. Yeah,
all right,
definitely.
drop it.
Okay. Move my capo here. So this is a song that I wrote about said van from earlier story. This is a song about my favorite place in the world. It's called The Road. like home in a while.
That's really great stuff. I'm so glad you got on here and played tonight and shared these with us. It's really good stuff, and I know the people that are in the chat that are listening are new fans now of yours. And so everybody, again, on all platforms, it's Clementine Darling Music, and please go out and check her stuff out and stream her music. Do you have a merch site?
I do. It's on my website. It's clementinedarlingmusic.com/shop.
Okay.
You can find t-shirts and jackets, sweaters.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be getting on that as soon as we get done here and placing an order, because as you see, I like to wear and support the artists that come on the show, and you know, I want to be that guy that whenever you're playing a show, I'm wearing the shirt of the band that's playing, you know, because that's what I do. I support, especially all you indie artists, as much as I can, and
we appreciate you. I see you are supporting so many people, and it's amazing.
well, yeah, and please, all your music posts and stuff like that, don't be afraid to tag me or anything like that. I will always reshare all that stuff, regardless of what platform you're on, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, if you join Twitter, on Twitter, that's pretty much all I do. I do. You'll see that if you look at my profile, it says I got like 150-some thousand posts that I've done. Maybe 2,000 of those are actually my posts. The rest of them are retweeting other people's stuff. And so it's, yeah, but it's good. And I'm glad, because people tell me all the time that, yeah, I never dreamed that I could grow my fan base like that. And especially most of my fans are coming from like Eastern Europe, you know? And I was like, well, there you go. I mean, you never know where your fan, just because you are from a certain area doesn't mean that's where your fans are going to be at. I mean, there's a big world out there, and people love music all over the world, and just as much as you can get it out there and as many people as you can get to hear your music, the better off you are. I mean, not everybody's going to like the same stuff, but they may know somebody who does, and they'll be like, hey, check this out, you know? And that's what we do, is we do word of mouth, and we try to introduce people to great music that they probably would have never heard in their local area, because you don't have a big record deal behind you shoving you down people's throats on the radio, you know?
Not on billboards yet.
Yeah, yet we're working on that. We're gonna get someone on there one of these days, and I got a few candidates that are right there at the top, and they're ready to get out there, and we're just got to get them that extra little push, you know, to get them on there, because it takes a little bit more to get you guys noticed than it does someone who has a big record deal behind them, you know.
It's true.
You don't have the dollars, but they do, and unfortunately money talks in the music industry, but we are doing our best, and we are trying to get everybody out and support as much as we can. It was wonderful having you on the show tonight. You are more than welcome to come back anytime. Like I said, please just let me know, especially when you got new music it's getting ready to come out. Let me know. We'll get you on, and we'll promote it that way. Especially if you got like a pre-save or something, that would be amazing, because it kind of boosts the numbers for the pre-save when they see it. Other than just see it in type, they actually get to see it and hear us talk about it on here. But hopefully you can get out to see one of the Freedom Jams. If not, hopefully I can get out to California sometime in the near future and maybe catch one of your shows. That would be super awesome.
And go wine tasting.
And go wine tasting. I'm always down for wine tasting. Not only am I my taste in music eclectic, but my taste in booze is as well. I kind of just go with the flow on that. I've never been one to say I'm just strictly this type of drinker. If you want to drink wine, we'll drink wine. If people want
When
to
in
drink
one's
whiskey,
country.
yes. Yes, when in Rome, we do as the Romans do. I mean, I'm kind of like that. I'm a universal puzzle piece. You can put me in anywhere, and I just fit right in. So don't really stand out anywhere, but I always fit right in. So, but again, thank you so very much for being on the show. It was a pleasure again having you on and hearing your music. And I will get you a copy of this video, and I'll send it to you tomorrow whenever it fully post. I don't think we're going to have to do any editing on it, so we'll be able to get it right out, and you can share it however you want to. I'm not going to slap a copyright on you or anything like that. So I do this for the artist and for the artist only. So.
Well, thank you so much. Pleasure's been all mine. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. No, actually, the pleasure's mine. I enjoy doing this for you guys as much as you guys appreciate me doing it. It's a lot of fun for me. It's kind of my escape from reality. I mean, I always love music. I'm just not musically talented, so I can hear good music. I just can't play music. I never got a chance to learn how to play an instrument or anything like that. So,
I think having a good ear is a talent in itself.
yeah, I think it is, and I mean, it's led me to discover a whole different world than what people who just listen to the radio. And I feel sad for those people because there's so many talented artists out there that they're just missing out on because all they ever do is just listen to mainstream radio. And like, there's a completely another world out there that you have no idea about. But I don't want to carry on anymore and take up any more of your time. Is there anything you would like to say to the people in the chat before we head out?
Just thank you for hanging out with me tonight and sticking around and listening to my music. If you want to hear more or find more, you can find me on all the platforms at Clementine Darling Music. I've got a couple albums on the streaming platforms, and I'll get some new music out there for you soon. You could also find on my YouTube channel different videos I've made through the pandemic. I made some music videos to go along with some of the songs that I don't have released yet. So you might enjoy checking that out too.
Are you on TikTok as well?
I'm not. I'll get with it. I'm gonna go check out Twitter right now.
I got a TikTok, but it's just basically to follow other artists. I don't ever post any videos on it. It's just following other artists. But also ClementineDarlingMusic.com/shop. Go out there, check out our merchandise, make some purchases, and show some support. Again, thank you very much for being on. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and please just keep tagging me and all the stuff so I can get it reposted for you.
Will do. Thank you so much.
All right, you have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. Again, that was Clementine Darling Music on all platforms. ClementineDarlingMusic.com/shop for a shop. Please, on your way out, smash that like button. And if you have not done so, and I think most of you already have that are here, but hit that follow button and make sure you turn those notifications on because I'm kind of a wild, crazy guy and you never know when I'm going to be on. We're going to do a lot better job of getting that done whenever things get back to more of a normal schedule. Like I said, I'm going to be out of town for 2 weeks for my day job. I'm going to try to get some stuff there, but I don't know what my work schedule is going to be like while I'm on the road. And but Wednesday I will be actually being interviewed on Spike from Honey Bone Rush, who has a podcast. I believe it's called Backstage with Spike, and it's pretty. I know it's on Spotify, and I think it's on any other streaming service as well. So make sure you you check that out. I'm sure I'll be tweeting out about that as well more on Wednesday, but that'll be at, I believe it's 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern that we're going to be doing that. I'll have to talk with Spike to see if that's going to be a live or not, but I will definitely let you know. And thank you all for hanging out tonight, and hope you all have a great evening. And until next time, see you later.